Ladies and gentlemen, it's 9 p.m. and it's time for your English news edition here at the Top Stories. Validation workshop for the study on cultural and creative industries and their impact on youth employment. For the international news, raids on Gaza continue with the start of negotiation in Cairo between Israel and Hamas. The details tonight. Welcome to our newsroom, ladies and gentlemen. The auspices of the Ministry of Youth and Culture, the National Agency for the promotion of culture, in collaboration with UNESCO and the United Nations Development Programme (UNDP), organized this morning at the National Archives a validation workshop for the study on cultural and creative industries in youth employment. This high-level meeting aimed to present the results of a strategic study designed to analyze the potential of CCIs as a lever for economic development and job creation for Djiboutian youth. It reflects a shared commitment to structuring the cultural sector, strengthening its economic and social impact, and promoting youth professional integration. The event also witnessed the active participation of the UNDP resident representative in Djibouti, the head of the UNESCO office in Djibouti, as well as numerous representatives from public and private institutions, cultural sector, experts, and senior officials from the Ministry of Youth and Culture. The official opening of the workshop was marked by speeches from senior government officials, the Ministry of Economy and Finance, the Ministry of Youth and Culture, the Secretary of State in charge of investment and private sector development. The discussions validated that the studies funding which highlight the importance of structuring cultural sectors such as music, film, crafts, visual arts, design and heritage in order to transform them into drivers of inclusive and sustainable growth. The Ministry of Youth and Culture, with the support of its partner, is committed to continuing its effort to make cultural and creative industries a strategic pillar for youth employment and national economic development. The workshop concluded with a high-level panel entitled Unlocking the Potential of Cultural and Creative Industries, a Driver for Employment, Innovation and Sustainable Development. Under the aegis of the Ministry of Youth and Culture, the official ceremony of the validation workshop for the study on cultural and creative industries and their impact on youth employment was held at the National Archives. On the occasion, the Director General of the National Agency for the Promotion of Culture was warmly welcomed by attending officials. The event began with a guided tour of the exhibition stands showcasing the richness, diversity and dynamism of local talent working in various cultural sectors. Crafts, designs, books, poetry and storytelling, games, digital arts, fashion, etc. These stands highlighted the country's creative potential and illustrated in concrete terms the ongoing studies findings. Participants in the workshop, including experts, institutional representatives, cultural actors, and young entrepreneurs, engaged in discussion around the study's conclusion, which aim to provide a precise assessment of the cultural sector, identify economic opportunities for youth, and formulate concrete public policy recommendations. This validation workshop represents a key step toward the development of an ambitious national strategy to promote cultural and creative industries as a tool for social inclusion and economic development, particularly for young people. And now the UNESCO representative stated that it is a great honor to speak today on behalf of UNESCO during this session dedicated to cultural and creative studies in industries in Djibouti. She expressed her sincere gratitude to the two experts, Mr. Luke and Dr. Amina, for the precise and insightful work. Their analysis grounded in real-world facts provides this report with a perspective that goes beyond mere diagnosis and offers a clear roadmap. The UNDP representative highlighted the significance of this workshop, underscoring its focus on the role. The UNDP representatives mentioned the focus on the role of cultural and creative industries in youth employment within the society. The UNDP representatives extended sincere thanks to the Ministry of Youth and Culture, UNESCO, and the National Agency for the Promotion of Culture and all partners who contributed to the success of this important study. And now the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Culture highlighted that this validation workshop represents a key milestone in the process of designing a comprehensive national strategy aimed at structuring and strengthening the cultural and creative industries sectors.
Under the auspices of the Ministry of Youth and Culture, the National Agency for the Promotion of Culture, in collaboration with UNESCO and United Nations Development Programme, organized a valid workshop this morning at the National Archives to validate the study on cultural and creative industries and youth employment. The objective of this major meeting was to present the results of a strategic study aimed at analyzing the potential of CCIs as a lever for economic development and job creation for Djiboutian youth. It is part of a shared desire to structure the cultural sector, strengthen its economic and social impact, and promote the professional integrations of youth people. The official opening of the workshop was marked by speeches from senior government officials, including the Minister of Economy and Finance in charge of Industry, Ilyas Moussa Dawale, the Minister of Youth and Culture, Dr. Hiba Moumin Assowe, the Secretary of State for Investment and Private Sector Development, Ms. Safiya Mohamed Ali. The event was also saw the active participation of the UNDP resident representative in Djibouti, the UNESCO head of offices in Djibouti, as well as numerous representatives of public and private institutions, experts from the cultural sector, and officials from the Ministry of Youth and Culture. The discussion served to validate the conclusions of the studies, which highlights the importance of structuring cultural sectors such as music, cinema, craft, visual art, design, and heritage in order to make them drivers of inclusive and sustainable growth. The study also recommends the implementations of appropriate public policies, the creations of cultural incubator, and the strengthening of youth skills and entrepreneurship in this rapidly expanding sector. The Ministry of Youth and Culture, with the support of its partners, is committed to continuing its effort to make the cultural and creative industries a strategic pillar of youth employment and national economic development. The workshop concluded with the high-level panel discussions entitled Unlocking the Potential of Cultural and Creative Industries, a Driver of Employment, Innovation, and Sustainable Development. These panel discussions provided a rich opportunity for discussions between decision makers, technical partners, experts, and stakeholders in the cultural sector on the opportunity offered by CCIs and strategies to be adopted for their sustainable growth in Djibouti.
And now, Mr. Ilyas Moussa Dawale, the Minister of Economy and Finance, emphasized the pivotal importance of this workshop, recognizing it as a strategic platform for dialogue, reflection, and decision-making aimed at unlocking the untapped potential of the cultural and creative industry. He highlighted that such initiatives are essential for shaping informed public policies, promoting inclusive and sustainable economic growth, and addressing the pressing challenge of youth unemployment. According to the Minister, the outcomes of this workshop will contribute significantly to laying the foundation for a national strategy that positions culture and creativity as an integral component of Djibouti's economic development agenda. And now the statement from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The Republic of Djibouti expresses its firm condemnation and profound indignation regarding the terrorist attack targeting the Godka Jalao detention center in Mogadishu. Accordingly, the Republic of Djibouti extends its deepest sympathy and condolences to the families of the victims, while wishing a swift recovery to the injured. Furthermore, Djibouti reiterates its unwavering support and solidarity with the people and federal government of Somalia, who continue to combat the scourge of terrorism and strive to establish lasting peace and stability. And now, an important dialogue on the role of the family in children's education was organized this Monday morning at the Sheraton Hotel, initiated by the Directorate of Education and Educational Success in collaboration with the Ministry of Women and Family Affairs and the Ministry of National Education and Vocational Training. The event brought together several prominent educational and social figures, including Mrs. Mona Osman Adan, the Ministry of Women and Family, Mr. Mustafa Mohamed Mahmoud, Minister of National Education and Vocational Training, as well as the head of the International Al-Marif School. This initiative aims to strengthen the dialogue on the integration between family and school, considering the family as a fundamental pillar in the formation and upbringing of children. Discussion addressed the shared responsibility among parents, teachers, and education institutions, as well as ways to enhance communication channels between these parties. The ministers emphasized that the success of the education process is closely linked to the active involvement of the family, stressing the importance of positive parental supervision, educational support, and close cooperation between homes and schools. For his part, the head of the International Marif School highlighted the role of educational institutions in instilling values and creating inclusive learning environment that supports students' diversity and enhance their chances of success. This seminar is part of a series of initiatives aimed at strengthening social cohesion around educational issues and preparing youth to become responsible citizens aware of the importance of dialogue between family and school in their growth and development. And now the Ministry of Women and Family underscored the pivotal role that the family plays in the development and upbringing of children, particularly in instilling core values and moral principles. She stressed that active and meaningful participation of parents is crucial and indispensable for ensuring the success and effectiveness of the educational process. And now the Ministry of National Education and Vocational Training highlighted that strengthening the cooperation between home and school, along with providing educational support to parents, constitutes a fundamental element in supporting children's learning and achieving positive educational outcomes. And now on October 5th, 2025, the Republic of Djibouti marked its National Day at Expo 2025 Osaka, highlighting its image, potential and ambitions on the international stage. This event followed the official opening of Djibouti's pavilion on April 13 at the Yumeshima Island, a key site of the Expo. Expo 2025 Osaka, running from April 13 to October 13, gathers 165 countries around the theme, Designing Future Society for Our Lives. The pavilion features the Great Ring, the world's largest wooden structure, symbolizing unity in diversity, a message aligned with Djibouti's role as a geostrategic crossroad between Africa, the Arabian Peninsula, and Asia. Led by the Minister Mohamed Warsama Diriye, the Djibouti delegation included senior officials and diplomats. The event also welcomed Japanese dignitaries, including Minister Koga Yushiro, who praised Djibouti's contribution to a sustainable and connected future. The pavilion showcases Djibouti's strengths, advanced port connectivity, modern infrastructure, tourism potential, renewable energy investment, and commitment to digital transformation and sustainability. National Day celebration featured cultural programs highlighting Djibouti's heritage, including a concert by singer Nema Aldaren, a dinner hosted by Japan, and guided tours of the Japanese and Djibouti pavilion. Expo 2025 provides Djibouti a valuable platform to strengthen international partnerships and affirm its role as a regional hub, emerging tourist destination and investment center in East Africa. During their visit, the delegation also engaged with the French pavilion to boost bilateral trade and investment ties. And now the representative of the Expo 2025 official expressed that he was celebrating Djibouti's pavilion and described the occasion as wonderful. He thanked the participants warmly for their involvement in the World Expo 2025 in Osaka. He noted that his visit to the Djibouti pavilion was a pleasure, and he appreciated learning that Djibouti comprises 3 distinct communities. He remarked that this diversity within the communities is a true example of the importance of diversity in contemporary society, especially for venues such as this. And now the Djiboutian ambassador to Japan expressed his sincere gratitude for the opportunity to speak about the grand ceremony held in Osaka to celebrate the Expo events, which was a great success. He congratulated the entire organizing team from both Djibouti and Japan. He also extended his thanks to His Excellency, the Ministry of Trade, Mr. Mohamed Warsama Dirie, who led the delegation from the Japanese side. He warmly welcomed the high-level presence of the Ministry of States responsible for the Prime Minister office, and especially for the Expo, who accompanied them throughout the ceremony and on this beautiful day. And now the Djiboutian Minister, the Ministry of Trade and Tourism, in his address, warmly commended the outstanding efforts and meticulous organization demonstrated by Japan in hosting this unique and prestigious exhibition. He emphasized that the significance of Japan's dedication to creating an exceptional platform that fosters international cooperation, cultural exchange, and innovation. And now, under the patronage of the Ministry of Waqf and Islamic Affairs, Mr. Moumen Hassan Barre, the regional workshop for the launch of the network of religious leaders was held this morning at the Isla Grand Hotel. This pioneering initiative focuses on combating harmful practices, including the phenomenon of female genital mutilation. The workshop, organized by the Ministry in cooperation with the Regional Office for Arab States, the United Nations Population Fund, and the International Islamic Center for Population Studies and Research affiliated with Al-Azhar University, was attended by senior ministry officials alongside official delegation from Somalia, Ethiopia, Yemen, and the Republics of Sudan and Egypt, as well as the host country, Djibouti. The network serves as a unified regional platform bringing together religious scholars and community leaders from the aforementioned countries under the umbrella of Al-Azhar and with support of the UNFPA. This regional meeting marked a pivotal moment for exchanging expertise and perspectives on the best ways to curb the spread of this harmful practice. The workshop also underscored the crucial role of religious leaders in correcting misconception and raising community awareness in line with the tolerant Islamic values that call for preserving human dignity and protecting the body from harm. It is worth noting that Djibouti has made a tangible progress in combating harmful traditional practices, particularly female genital mutilation, thanks to the awareness program activities conducted by the Ministry of Islamic Affairs and Waqf in cooperation with other national bodies and relevant non-governmental organizations. Mr. Moumen Hassan Barre, the Ministry of Muslim Affairs and Waqf, Mr. Moumen Hassan Barre delivered a speech at a meeting in which he warmly welcomed the participating delegation. At the same time, he emphasized the significant importance of this regional gathering dedicated to the launch of the network of religious leaders. And now this Monday morning, the Court of Justice hosted an official swearing-in ceremony where 2 lawyers and 3 state inspectors officially assumed their duties in the presence of senior judicial officials and their families. The ceremony was presided over by Mrs. Naima Ali Warsama, First President of the Court of Appeal, with the attendance of the Attorney General, Mrs. Lemis, and the Inspector General of the State, Mr. Hassan Isa Sultan. The newly admitted lawyers, Isman Dahir El-Tireh and Mohammed Ahmed, pledged to practice law with dignity and integrity in accordance with the law. The 3 inspectors, Mrs. Deqa, Mrs. Sagal, and Mr. Abdul Samad, committed to performing their duties with integrity and impartiality, respecting confidentiality and the code of conduct of their institutions. This ceremony reflects the commitment of Djibouti institution to strengthen justice and public accountability, thereby contributing to good governance and transparency. And now we go into the regional news. Addis Ababa hosted an African conference on the future and biotechnology in agriculture and food. The details.
Addis Ababa hosted the African Conference on the Future of Technologies in Agriculture. Mamadou Goita, Executive Director of African Resources Institute for Policy and Development, warned of the major development challenges facing Africa in the context of an economic slowdown and the technology change. He emphasized that the rise of emerging technologies, particularly artificial intelligence, poses a direct threat to data sovereignty on the continent. These statements were made during a press conference on the occasion of African Conference on the Future of Biological Technologies in Food and Agriculture currently taking place in Addis Ababa. Goita also emphasized the central rules of reliable data in planning, resources and management, but also the decision making.
And now the Congolese capital, Kinshasa, is hosting today, Monday, the 47th General Assembly of African Football Confederation, chaired by South African Patrice Motsepe, with representatives from 54 national federations in attendance. The report.
Kinshasa is hosting the 47th General Assembly of the Confederation of African Football today. The Congolese capital, Kinshasa, will host the 47th Ordinary General Assembly of the Confederation of African Football this Monday, October 6, 2025, at the Kimeshaha Center, chaired by South African Patrice Motsepe and attended by representatives of the 54 member associations. This association brings together African football leaders to discuss several strategic issues, including the development of sport, infrastructure, the training of the referees and technical staff, and also strengthening commercial revenues from continental football. Participants will also review financial report and annual picture, in addition to considering amendments to the CAF statutes. On the eve of this meeting, the CAF Executive Committee met in Kinshasa to finalize a set of proposals that will be submitted today to the Assembly, including new support program for National Federation and senior improvement project for upcoming African competitions.
And now, as I mentioned, the title, Israel-Hamas indirect negotiation in Cairo, the report.
Gaza continues negotiations begin in Cairo between Israel and Hamas. This Monday, a new round of indirect negotiation began in Cairo between Israel and the Palestinian resistance movement Hamas under Egyptian-American mediation, with the aim of reaching a ceasefire and prisoner exchange. According to the Egyptian source, the talks aim to release 48 Israeli hostages in exchange for the release of several Palestinian prisoners, as well as to examine arrangement for partial withdrawal of Israel force and temporary management of the territory and under international supervision. At the time the negotiation began, Israel raid continued in several areas of Gaza, resulting in more than 7,000 casualties, killing and injured, the majority of whom are civilians, according to the territory's health ministry. International organizations are warning of immediate humanitarian catastrophe with severe shortage of food, water and medicine, and several hospitals paralyzed due to the power cuts and lack of fuel, while aid convoys face significant difficulties in reaching the most affected populations.
And now in Nepal, several severe flooding and landslides. The report. Let's follow this report.
Nepal has been facing heavy rains for several days, accompanied by deadly landslide causing massive destruction in several regions of the eastern and central parts of the country. According to the authorities, at least 47 people have died and several others are missing in one of the worst natural disasters of the year. A state of emergency has been declared in several districts, while rescue teams are struggling to reach mountainous areas cut off from the rest of the country. To contain the rising water, authorities have opened 56 floodgates of Koshi Dam, an exceptional move intended to reduce pressure on the river.
This is it for this 9 p.m. English News Edition. Thank you for watching us. Stay tuned for more on RTD.